Good morning, everyone. So, today's Daily Fire and Growth Day was basically on why people get into personal development. And Brendan shared his reasons. My reason, I don't think I've ever met anyone who had a similar one, but I'm certain there is someone out there. My first foray of sorts into personal development came in 1997. I was getting ready to serve a mission for my church, and I had a random thought of, I should keep a journal, get ready for my mission. I now view that as kind of a spiritual whim of sorts. The amount of good that has come into my life from that whim of a thought, I can't even begin to convey. I literally, for my first several journal entries, I grabbed the nearest spiral notebook that happened to be available and started writing. Later on, one of the missionaries that was serving in my church, in my congregation, had found out that I didn't really have even the money or the thought for a proper journal, and they gave me one that they had that they didn't like. And in my first entry on that, I talked about how it was the neat paper. That was just a fancy 3-ring binder is what that was, but it was still neat paper. But even from that first journal entry, the reason why journaling for me was personal development is because I wrote with the target audience in mind of the person I wanted to become. And that turned my journal into a therapeutic transformation for me. And I very much enjoyed the process of doing that. And whatever your reasons are for getting into personal development, do it. Another reason that I stay in personal development is actually because of the commandment in Matthew 5:48, if I remember rightly, the verse, that Christ gave in the Sermon on the Mount. Be ye therefore perfect, even as my Father in heaven is perfect. He gave a similar commandment to when he taught a discourse similar to the Sermon on the Mount to the people on the American continent, after he ascended into heaven and left from Jerusalem, because he's the God of the whole world, not just of a small group of people a few thousand years ago. He's the God of the whole world, even today. And that commandment, be ye therefore perfect, chances are is something we're never going to achieve in our life. Well, I'm just going to remove that. We will never achieve perfection in our life. But the journey to get there is an important one. The journey to get there is one that we need to embrace. And that's where personal development comes in. We need to be striving to get better, because that's why we're here. And that's one of the reasons I love Growth Day, because it helps me to figure out how to get better. But I will catch everyone later.